Hello there guys, it's me Kid Sportman and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me on this brand new book reading video for you guys. Since I have done reading all the previous Disney book titles, I hope you enjoyed so far. I will do another Disney read it out for you guys, as you might be quite familiar with, or have you never seen it before. First of all, I shall have a book of God I'll go read to you. So therefore, I have got Walt Disney's Hiawatha, the Brave Hunter. It was published by Disney's Wonder World of Reading and Grolier Book Club Edition. Seems like an interesting book. This book inspired by whether Disney's animated shorts, Silly Symphonies, as I've never heard of Silly Symphonies before. So, I decided to go to read this book. What I tend to do, I'm going to read this book by words, and also I'll show some pictures from each page. Ladies and gentlemen, will you care to join me for story time? Excellent! You have finally came to the right place. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the story. Little Hiawatha was a very small Indian brave. Every night, he listened to the stories that other old Indians told around the campfire. During the day, he listened to his grandmother, who taught him many things. She taught him how to make a canoe out of a birch bark and how to cook fish. She also taught Hiawatha how to find a North Star so he would never get lost. She taught him that the animals of the forest were his friends and that he should be kind to them. But Hiawatha often dreamed he was a great hunter. One day, an older brave said, "Hiawatha, here's a bow I have made for you. It is time for you to learn how to hunt." Hiawatha was so happy he danced a small Indian dance, and he sang a small Indian song of joy. Proudly he showed his new bow and arrow to all his animal friends. "Isn't it wonderful?" he said. "Now I can become a great hunter." The animals looked very afraid. "You are not going to shoot us, are you?" they asked. "Of course not," said Hiawatha. "You are my friends. I am going to paddle my canoe to an island. I will hunt there. Be careful," said the animals. "Hunting can be dangerous." "I know what I'm doing," Hiawatha said as he climbed into the canoe. "I will show you I am a great hunter." But the animals were not sure about that, so they swam after the canoe to watch out for him. "Hiawatha," the animals cried, "you are paddling too fast. You are going to crash into the bank." "Be quiet," said Hiawatha. "I know what I'm doing." Sure enough, the animals were right. The little canoe hit the bank, and Hiawatha fell splat into the water. He looked so funny that the animals could not help laughing. But Hiawatha did not think it was funny. He was soaking wet. "Stop laughing," he said angrily. When he crawled out of the water, he saw something that made him forget he was angry. He saw animal tracks. Hiawatha was very excited. "Follow me," said to his friends. "I must see where these tracks lead." Hiawatha was starting his first adventure as a hunter. He followed the tracks until he came to face to face with a giant grasshopper. The grasshopper jumped into the air. Hiawatha was so surprised that he fell backwards into the thorny berry bush. "Ouch!" he cried. The thorns pricked his skin. His rabbit friend thought Hiawatha looked funny. He laughed and laughed. "What a brave hunter," he said. That made Hiawatha angry again. "I will show you I'm a real hunter," he shouted. "You had better run for your life." Hiawatha chased the rabbit all over the island. He ran up hill and down hill. "Help!" cried the little rabbit. He was very frightened. Hiawatha chased the rabbit down to the lake. "Now I have you," said, "because you can't swim." Hiawatha put the arrow in his bow and aimed it at the rabbit. The poor rabbit began to cry. "Oh, please don't shoot me," he begged. "I'm sorry I laughed at you." Hiawatha forgave him at once. He dropped his bow and gave the rabbit a big hug. He knew he could never shoot his friends. Then he picked up his bow and arrow and broke them in half. "I don't want to be a hunter any more," he said. "Why don't you become a scout instead?" he asked a skunk. "That's a wonderful idea," said Hiawatha. "I will start by scouting the island. Follow me." They had not gone far when they saw some more tracks. These were big ones. "I don't think we should follow those tracks," said the mouse. "Those look like bear tracks." But Hiawatha would not listen. He wanted to follow the tracks that led to the cave. "Look," said Hiawatha, "there's a little bear cub." "Come here, little teddy bear," said Hiawatha as he chased after the bear cub. "I won't hurt you." But a bear cub was afraid, and he ran into the cave. Hiawatha crawled after him. "Ha ha, I can see you," he said, laughing. But it was not a little bear cub that Hiawatha saw. It was a great big father bear. "Grr!" he growled angrily. "Help!" cried Hiawatha as he and his friends ran out of the cave. Hiawatha ran as fast as he could, but the father bear was right on his heels. They ran past two beavers who were cutting down the big tree with their teeth. "Run this way," said the beavers, when they saw that Hiawatha was in trouble. The beavers quickly chewed through the tree bark trunk. Crash! Down it fell, right on the top of the big bear's head. "Hooray!" shouted the beavers. "You must be more careful," the fawn said to Hiawatha. Hiawatha was holding onto his friend the rabbit. Hiawatha picked up some flowers for the two beavers. "Say thank you for saving my life," he said. "Hiawatha, it is getting late," said a skunk. "We should start home." But when they reached the shore, Hiawatha's canoe was gone. "What am I going to do?" said Hiawatha. "It is too much. Is this much too far to swim?" 5 friendly beavers came running. "We will find a canoe for you," they said. But Hiawatha saw the canoe floating out on the lake. The beavers jumped into the water and started to swim. In no time at all, the beavers reached the canoe and pushed it to shore. Hiawatha and the friends animals danced for joy. But the paddle for a canoe was missing. "Don't worry," said the beavers. "We will think of something." Hiawatha and the other animals climbed into the canoe, and the beavers paddled with their strong, wide tail. Soon the canoe was racing through the water. Thank you so much for your help, Hiawatha said to the beavers when they landed. You're welcome, they said. Now we will look for your paddle. It must be floating out there somewhere. Hiawatha's grandmother was waiting for him. How is my brave little hunter? She asked. Did you have a good day? They sat on the blanket in the front of the tent, and Hiawatha told his grandmother all about his adventures. Do you think I would make a good Indian scout? He asked. Oh, yes, said his grandmother. It was time for Hiawatha to go to sleep. Good night, little scout, said his grandmother as she rocked him in his hammock. Hiawatha soon fell asleep and dreamed of his exciting adventures. Ladies and gentlemen, let's conclude this video of Walt Disney's Hiawatha the Brave Hunter. What do you think of this video so far? Please write in the comments down below. Just let me know. We'll see what your thoughts or what's this story about. Hiawatha, a brave Indian warrior. He was wanted to be a brave hunter, but he decided to become a little scout. Animal friends suggested. Okay, so we're highly dedicated to a magical legacy of animation studios of Disney since 1923. How a reader experience that attracts a reader's attention, that to bring a story time to life by sharing our favourite moments from Disney as well. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for stopping by.